Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Seeley, and I'm going to be demonstrating on how to create the next project, which is Oil Pastel Eye Drawing, a study of value in line. You're going to be creating eyes of a human or an animal. It's up to you what you choose. But the eye is going to be zoomed in or cropped in, which means the only thing you can see on your entire page is going to be the eye itself, eliminating all other facial features. You'll notice that not only are these drawings zoomed in, but they're also very high quality. The reason they look very representational is the range of colors or values in the oil pastels. Notice how we go from a tint or a lighter color here that gently and gradually goes to a lighter blue or a medium blue for the original hue, and then transitions to get darker into a shade or even a pure black. This range of value creates the illusion of depth and volume in your image and makes it much more realistic. To start, you're going to be completing a worksheet. This worksheet has a front as well as a back side. The front side shows step-by-step instructions with corresponding illustrations on how to do a human eye or a dragon's eye. Like I said, or I don't know if I've said this, if you choose not to do a dragon eye or a human eye, you can do an animal eye. But notice that you're not going to have illustrations for each step. You'll just have the written instructions. So you're going to be doing several contour line drawings of an eye that are small sketches. So you are going to be doing a human eye like such or a dragon eye like such with a little bit of value if you want, but focusing on the proportions, the symmetry, and all those other detailed features. Once you have 2 or 3 of those small sketches completed in your sketchbook, grab a piece of final project paper and create a large contour line drawing and add value to that eye to create a very, very realistic eye like the one here or here on the back. The value scale on the back should be reviewed from other projects, but you might do a quick gradation from the darkest dark or all the way to the lightest light just to refresh your skills on that. Once you've done 2 to 3 small thumbnail sketches and then 1 large contour line drawing an eye, then you can grab another worksheet. This worksheet focuses on blending with oil pastels. Again, this is review as well, but you are going to need to know how to create all the colors in the color wheel as well as the corresponding tints and shades. So here's an example of a completed color wheel. You'll notice that you see the traditional primary colors red, blue, and yellow, and in between those colors you'll see the secondary colors orange, violet, and green, and in between the secondary colors you have what's called tertiary colors, which are called yellow-green, blue-green, blue-violet, red-orange, and yellow-orange. This is actually kind of a bad example of that. Not quite accurate there. Once you've created all the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors, you're going to be mixing the outside edge and the inside edge with whites and blacks to create tints and shades. So what I'd recommend you do is start with your primary colors. Do this whole piece of pie here, yellow. Do this whole piece of pie, red. Do this whole piece of pie, blue. And so on and so forth for all your colors. Then take a white, mix carefully on the outside edge of yellow. Carefully on the outside of yellow, orange, and all the other colors to create tints or lighter versions of those original hues. And do the same thing with black to create shades. So, although this was the original blue, adding a little bit of black and smearing it in the corresponding area is going to create a darker suggestion. So you should be going from a lighter, from tints to the hues to the shades. Once you're complete with the front side of the worksheet that looks like this, you're going to flip to the back side and focus more on representational skin tones, going from a very, very light skin tone to a very, very, very dark skin tone. When you're doing this, you're not using just one oil pastel per square. You're using several per square. So for example, you're going to be going and using maybe whites to pinks and progressively getting darker and darker and darker, mixing at least two colors together. Then you're going to be pulling on your knowledge from the Still Life project to create a gradation from dark to light with a specific light source, making sure that you are creating some type of ripple or spiral effect, noticing how that lightest area is kind of a circle here, and it continues to ripple in a C-like shape. Once you're done with this worksheet, as well as this worksheet, then you have the knowledge prepared to start the final. When you start the final, you're going to be using or redrawing the contour line eye drawing for a human, dragon, or other animal, and then adding oil pastels onto each section to create realistic representation, depth, and volume in an image. Please use this presentation as necessary to create realistic eye drawings. Please also use the video tutorials that are embedded in the presentation or on my Google slideshow or my Google Classroom. So you have a video that specifically shows how to create a human eye, and also a video on how to create, turn that off, and a video how to create a dragon eye. So you can play through here to see all of those individual steps to help guide you on your journey to create a realistic human eye or a realistic dragon eye. I would recommend watching this several times so you can really see the representation necessary to create a high quality human or animal eye. Now, although these are done in pencil and value and not necessarily with oil pastels, it's a good reference for how to complete this project. There's also a value scale reference, some other examples of spheres, and some different parts of the eye as well. So, your goal is to create a realistic oil pastel eye. To do that, you're going to need to spend a day or two creating small thumbnail sketches and one large contour line sketch with value, as well as to complete a color wheel mixing activity before completing the final oil pastel eye drawing.